Alright, the third quick video. This is the mock-up installation of the Rough Country 2.5 to 3.5 lift upper control arm. Now, mind you, previous video I showed you I removed these two bolts, the camber, caster, adjuster bolts, whatever those things are called. I removed them by just sliding them across behind. And the only reason I'm able to achieve that because, again, this strut mount has a couple shims in here. I don't know, you probably can see them. There you go. You see, it has, I believe, 4 shims on each side. So it brings it down just enough for where you can see it actually has a gap across. But on your standard suspension components, this spring would probably be right in line with this bolt, and this spring would be in line with that bolt, so you wouldn't be able to move them side to side to get them out the way. But anyway, this is the mock-up. This is the bracket retaining the ABS line and the brake line, and my OEM hardware screws right in. Since it's the Denali, it has the MagneRide controls, and this is a spacer for the MagneRide that the Suspension Max lift leveling kit came with. So I'm going to remove this contraption right here, and I'm going to connect the little arm. I'm going to connect it back into this slot right here, where, hole right here where it belongs. And we're going to eliminate this because we're going to eliminate the shims and possibly eliminate this. I have a block coming here and then a block for the rear, and that should give me a decent leveling lift. If it does not, I'll keep this block in and see how it looks. Right now I'm going for a 3.3 lift from Wolf Suspension, and when it comes in I'll be installing that. It has a tapered rear block, that's why I went with that versus the Motorfab rear blocks don't look as tapered as the Wolf does. So we'll see in comparison what it looks like when it gets here, if it ever gets here. But for now, this is just a Rough Country upper control arm. This is the 2.5, 3.5 lift. And they also use this upper control arm for the Rough Country 7-inch lift, since the spindle is, I believe, 5 inches tall. And it levels everything out with the 7-inch lift from a Rough Country. So that's that application. They do provide you with the nylon locking nut, and this kit does come with sleeves, and you do have to use the sleeves because the ball joint that this kit comes with is slimmer than this. So it is way slimmer than that. So this right here, the sleeve that they provide, compensate for that, and it just falls into the sleeve just falls into where the ball joint would go. You just drop it in, it sits flush, and then you put the ball joint and the control arm into it, and you tighten it to spec. I'm just gonna go eyeball these and put them back to where they were, because GM got that nasty undercoating that gets on everything that you touch. So that undercoating has embedded the last position of these caster camber keys. I'll just put them to the last setting because I do plan on getting an alignment, so it's no big deal. I'm just gonna eyeball them and put them back where they came off of and torque them down. One big thing I've noticed in the droop position, the previous the stamped steel control arm is touching this rubber piece right here, but as you can see, there's daylight in between, so that's a plus already in my eyes. That lets me know that, you know, is improving geometry of the suspension. I do need a diff drop kit. I had one. I don't know what I did with it. It's like a little hockey puck, 4 of them, and they're supposed to go where these this bolt right here goes. You would remove this bolt and put the puck between the bracket and the actual diff itself. You have one here, and you have one back here, and then you repeat the same side process on the other side, and you should get like an inch or inch and a half diff drop, and your diff will probably be touching the skid plate, the factory skid plate, because you have just about an inch of clearance between the skid plate and the actual diff. But the diff drop kit brings it down just enough to get a better angle of the CV axle. But as for a later time, we're just showing off this upper control arm from Rough Country. You see the angle that it gives you. Again, this is the factory stamped steel, and you can see that the angle that it gives you. Remember, nothing is tightened yet, nothing is aligned yet, but it shows you how far this sits like this, and it was stressing the ball joint. So we're trying to improve the lift on this vehicle. Again, I did not lift it. Me and my wife purchased a truck like this, and little by little I get it right. It's on 33-inch G2s, Terra Grappler G2s, and they're out of round because of this, because they rotate the tires, yes, but the rotation did not help out anything. So all 4 tires need to be replaced. So I got new tires coming for this truck. I'm debating whether I want 35s or 34-inch tires on here. Again, these are 33s, British Grapplers. But because of the failed the suspension geometry, they're all out of round. I mean, they've been rotated a few times, but they're out of round because of the stress on the ball joint with the previous owner. So we're gonna hook this up. Again, this has MagneRide. This is the MagneRide system right here. This is part of it, and there was a bracket on here for the suspension max lift kit, or leveling kit, excuse me. And I'm gonna eliminate all that and put this guy back on here and let it sit at a factory setting, and we'll see how everything else plays out. That's about it.